Hi students and welcome to the class. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Then you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 7 lesson for math, grade 7. And the topic for today is geometric measurements. Okay. I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. Chapter number 22 and lesson number 14. So we are doing chapter number 22 and the lesson for today is lesson number 14 and the name of the lesson is area. You would find the area of a circle in steps, right? Showing all steps that in steps. We will do stepwise how we can find the area of a circle. So let's look at the topic. Let's go to grade 7, chapter 22, lesson 14. Okay. And let's try to find the area. Okay. So the first question that we have says the radius of a circle is 1 yard. Find the area of the circle. Okay. We know that in a circle, if this is the question that is given to us, and this is the circle provided, this is question number 1. We need to find the area of this circle, right? We know that the radius is always the length from the center to the circumference. This is the radius. Similarly, we can say a radius can be over here also. This is still the radius, right? This is the radius. This is the radius. A radius can be anywhere from the center to the circumference. And circumference is the outer ring of any given circle. So I'll just highlight the circumference. Okay, this would be the circumference of the circle. Okay, so we need to remember that in order to find the area, we need to remember this value by heart. This would always be 3.14. The value of pi is always 3.14. Okay, and the area, the formula for the area is always pi multiplied by the radius squared. Okay, so let's use these values to find the area of the shape of this circle, right? So we can say area of the given circle will be equals to pi multiplied by the radius squared. We know the value of pi is always 3.14 multiplied by the square of the radius, and we know that the radius given is 1 yards. So we can say that 3.14 when multiplied by 1 square, that is 1, the area comes out to be 3.14 yards square, or we can also write this as 3.14 square yards. Okay, either of them would be correct. Okay, so this is the area of this given circle. Okay, 3.14 square yards or yard square. Okay, so let's do the next question. For question number 2, the given information in the question is the diameter is given this time. Okay, so if the diameter is given to us, we need to find the area. Okay, let's say if the diameter is given to us and we need to find the area, can we say that, can we recall this information that the value of pi would always be 3.14? Agreed? Agreed. This would always be 3.14. We can say this is question number 2. But in this particular question, the diameter was given. Diameter is the length from one edge of the circumference to the other edge of the circumference, but it is passing through the center of the circle. We also know that diameter is always twice of the radius. If this total length was diameter, then this length was radius and this length was radius. Agreed? The smaller lengths were radius. So if the diameter is given to us, we can always find the radius by substituting the value of diameter into the formula for diameter. That means 6 is equals to 2r. We divide both the sides by a 2. And we can say the radius comes out to be 3 millimeters, right? What is the formula for area? Area of circle was pi multiplied by radius squared. And the value of pi is always taken as 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the value of radius was 3 squared. So can we say 3.14 multiplied by 3 square means 3 multiplied by 3. That is 9. And finally, our answer comes out to be, we can use a calculator, times 9. It comes out to be 28.3.14 multiplied by 9.26 millimeter squared. This is the area of the circle. Okay, so in the first question, they gave us the radius. We directly put down the value of radius. We did not have to do any additional working. But in the second part of the question number 2, the only difference was that they gave us the diameter. So if we have the diameter, we have to first find the radius. We have to find the radius first, then we can put the value of the radius into the formula to find the area. Agreed? Okay. Moving ahead with the next question. The next question is very similar to the previous one. Okay. Just the values are different. Okay. So question number 2 and question number 3 are kind of similar. Let's see if this is question number 3. In question number 3, what they are saying is the diameter is given as 8 meters. We know that a diameter is always twice of radius. If the diameter was 8, then the radius would come out to be 8 divided by 2 is 4, and the unit was meters. So can we say that the radius for this shape, the radius from the center to the circumference, the radius is 4 meters. Agreed? Just substituting the values into the formula for area of a circle, we know that the formula is pi r squared. The value of pi is always taken as 3.14. It is a standard. You cannot change the value of pi. The value of the radius was 4 squared. So we can say 3.14 multiplied by 16. Okay, can we say 3.14 multiplied by 16 and it comes out to be 50.24. We write the unit, that is meter squared, and this is the area of the given circle in question number 3. Okay, I'll just highlight this. I'll just put this in a box so that we can differentiate between the questions. Okay. If we have any questions up till now? If there are any questions, please do ask the question. Okay, so that we can move on to the next one. Okay, the next question, I'm moving on to question number 4. The next question says, this is question number 4. And the next question tells us the circle is given to us. We need to find the area of this circle. Okay, so we say this is question number 4. So the radius is already provided to us. We do not have to worry about finding the radius because it's already there. Just the two informations that we need to remember are these two values, that pi would be 3.14 and the formula for area is always pi r squared. So can we say that area of a circle would always be equals to pi multiplied by r squared? The value of pi was 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the radius given to us is 3. That means 3.14 multiplied by 9 will give us the radius, that is 3.14 multiplied by 9. It comes out to be 28.26. What is the unit over here? That is centimeter. We write centimeter squared. And this is the area for this circle in question number 4. Okay, do we agree on this? Any questions up till now? Do you have any question? Please do ask. Okay. Moving ahead, let's see what else we can do, okay? So question number 5, I'll just copy the next question. The question number 5, the diameter is given to us, right? So we have to simplify it further. We need to simplify and find the radius first. This is question number 5 on your screen. Okay. So question number 5 states that if this is a circle given to us, okay, and if the diameter is given to us, and the question states that the diameter of a circle is 4 kilometers. Diameter means the distance from one edge of the circle to the other edge, but passing through the center. We know that diameter is twice of radius. If the diameter was 4, then the radius should come out to be, the radius would come out to be 2 and the unit stays the same, kilometers. So we can say that the radius for this shape is, this is the radius, this is the radius, or this could be the radius, right? The radius was 2 kilometers. If we need to find the area of the circle, area of circle, we know the formula is pi multiplied by the radius squared, and the value of pi is always the same, right? It's always constant. So we use pi as 3.14 is multiplied by the value of the radius was The value of the radius for this question was 2. So we can say 3.14 multiplied by 4. 3.14 multiplied by 4 comes out to be, it comes out to be 12.56. We write down the unit with a square because it's a two-dimensional shape. Therefore, we have to put the square. Okay. Any questions? Any confusion up till now? If there is any confusion, kindly let me know. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to the next question, the question number 6. The question number 6 states that, just write question number 6. I'll move this circle to the side. Okay, good enough for us. So the question number 6 states that a circle is given to us and the radius of the circle is given to us. This is the radius, right? This is the radius from the center of the circle to the circumference. The radius is given to us. So we know that, we know these two requirements, that the formula for the area is, pi r squared, and the value for the pi is always 3.14. So can we say that the area of this circle would always be equal to pi multiplied by the radius squared? And the value of pi is considered, it is always considered as 3.14. We can also take it as a fraction, different value, but since we are doing it in decimals, we only take it as 3.14. Okay. And the radius given was 6 squared. So what is 6 squared? 6 squared means 6 multiplied by 6, that comes out to be 36. And when we multiply 3.14, the value of pi, with 36, the answer comes out to be 113.04. The unit was centimeter squared, and this is the value, or this is the area of the given shape in this particular question. Okay. Question 6, the answer is 113.04 centimeter squared. Why? Because it is a two-dimensional shape. Whenever we are considering an area for a two-dimensional shape, we say a square. Area is always square. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. The next question says the value of a similar question with a different value of the radius. That would be question number 7. Okay, this is our question number 7. And in question number 7, they are telling us that we have the radius, that is 8 meters. The radius is given to us. What we need to find is, we need to find the area. So can we say this is the radius, that is 8 meters? And we know that the value of pi is always considered as 3.14. This is a standard. And the value for the formula for the area is, of a circle, is pi r squared. So when we apply the formula for area of this given circle, it would be equals to pi multiplied by r squared. Pi is 3.14 multiplied by, what was the radius? The radius was 8 squared. We know that 8 square is always 64, right? And we multiply it by the value of pi. So 3.14 multiplied by 64 comes out to be 200.96. The unit was meters, meter squared, and this is the area of this given circle. Okay, so we are looking at different scenarios where if the radius is given, we directly put down the value of the radius into the formula. But if the diameter is given, we just need to convert the diameter into the radius and then we substitute the value. Okay, let's try another question with a different set of values. The next question says we have a circle having a radius of 4 centimeters. Okay, if we have a circle having a radius of 4 centimeters, this is our question number 8. Radius 4 centimeters, find the area. Remember that the unit is centimeter. So we can say this, we can say that the radius in this question comes out to be 4 centimeter, right? So if the radius is already given to us, and we know that pi is always considered to be 3.14, and the formula for the area is pi r square. So can we say that area of circle in this question would be equals to pi multiplied by the radius square? The value of pi is 3.14 multiplied by the radius. And what is the given radius? The given radius was 4, and we put down a squared. So we can say that 3.14 is multiplied by radius square, that is 4 square means 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. When we multiply 3.14 by 16, the answer comes out to be 50.24. This is the area. But if you leave your answer over here, 50.24, this would be an incomplete because area is two-dimensional and we know that the unit used was centimeter. So we have to write centimeter squared. Okay, we'd never give incomplete answers. We would always tell the unit. Unit is what is the length measured in, right? It could be yards, it could be feet, it could be kilometers, but in this case, that was a centimeter. Do we agree on this? Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question states, okay, they are just confusing us with the diagram. Okay, so let's not get confused for the next question because it's a colorful, sorry. So if this is what they did was they just made it colorful, but the colors would not matter because they're saying the radius is 10 centimeter and we need to find the area of the circle, right? We do not have to find the area of any smaller part, right? So can I say that this is the radius, 10 centimeter, this was the radius, or this is the radius, or this is also the radius? All the radiuses would be, because the value of the radius is constant throughout the circle, right? It does not change. We know that the formula for the area is area of circle would always be pi multiplied by the radius squared. The value of pi was, this is also a standard, 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the value of the radius was 10 squared. So we know that when 3.14 is multiplied by 10 squared, 10 squared means 10 multiplied by 10. that is 100, right? So whenever we have two zeros, right? So what do? We multiply, or we can use a calculator. 3.14 multiplied by 1 is 3.14, and we move two decimal places. So this comes out to be 314. The unit was centimeter, and we write a square because we are trying to find the area. Agreed? Okay, thank you. The next question says, we are given the diameter. A diameter of the circle is given to us. We need to find the area of the circle. Okay, question number 9 and question number 10. So this question states that the diameter is known to us. Question number 10. If the diameter is given as 8 inches, and we know that diameter is twice of radius. Agreed? So if the diameter was given as 8, then what should be the radius? Then the radius should be 8 divided by 2, and the radius comes out to be 4. This is inches, 4 inches, right? That means this radius is 4 inches. This radius is 4 inches. So in order to find the area, what can we say? If we need to find the area of the circle, and we know the formula for the area is always pi r squared. The value of pi is always considered in decimals as 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the value for the radius was 4 inches, right? So we know that 4 square would be 16. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16, and 3.14 multiplied by 16 comes out to be 50.24. Okay, so can I say that the area of the circle comes out to be 50.24? Is this the correct answer? Is this the complete answer? Can I leave my answer at this point? 50.24, because that is the area. Because when we multiply 3.14 is by 16, the answer comes out to be 50.24. But it's an incomplete answer. Why? Because we did not write the unit. The unit was inches over here, and we write inches squared. Okay, the unit is as important as the answer, so we have to give the unit. Okay, moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, okay, let's do something. Okay, this 6, 4, 3. Okay, almost done with all the questions. Just one more question. Let's try. The diameter is given to us. Sorry. If the diameter is given to us, what we need to do is we need to find the area of this given circle. Question number 11. If the diameter is given that is 6, can we say that the radius will be this length? This length would be the radius, or this length would be the radius, or this length could be the radius, right? Radius is a distance from the center to the circumference anywhere in the circle. So can we say diameter is twice of radius? And the diameter was given as 6. So can we write 6 is 2r and the radius comes out to be 6 upon 2? Radius comes out to be 3 millimeters because we use the same unit. Okay, we have to use the same unit. So finally, if we want to find the area of this circle, it would be equals to pi multiplied by the radius squared. What is the value of pi? The standard value, the fixed value of pi in decimal up to 2 decimal places is 3.14 multiplied by the radius squared. So we know that 3 square is 9. Agreed? So can we write this as 3.14 multiplied by 9, and this comes out to be 28.26. The unit was millimeters squared. Okay, so this is the final answer for us, right? The question can be the other way around also, like they can give the area and they can ask us to find the radius. But for this particular topic, what we are doing is we are just trying to find the area. Okay, we're not trying to find anything else. We're just trying to find the area for these given questions. Okay, let's see one more. Okay, I will change the unit in this case. Then after this we will do the questions from the test. Okay, let's see. For the next question, question number 12, if I would say this is my given information, question number 12, and this is 4 yards. Okay, the radius is 4 yards. So we can say the radius is 4. We can say this is the radius, this is the radius. Radius is 4 yards. So if we need to find the area, can we write this as pi, area of circle? The formula for the area of circle is always pi into the radius squared. The value of pi is 3.14. Agreed? Multiplied by the radius. The radius was 4 yards. So 4 square is, what is 4 squared? That is 16. Agreed? And 3.14 multiplied by 60 would be 50.24 yards squared, and you give this and you tell that this is basically the area that we are trying to find. Okay, let's try a few questions from the test, and I would want you to answer them, right? As many questions as we can do from the test, we'll do those questions. Okay, the test is on the right hand top corner of the page. Please click on the test so that we have the same questions on our screen. I'll just copy paste the first question. Let's begin the test. In total, there are 10 questions only, right? I'll copy the question. I'll give you a minute to solve this, okay? And this would be, I'll just copy this. The options are there on the screen. And I want you to give me the answer, right? I'll give you a minute for this. Then I'll explain if there is any problem, okay? Do this, then I'll explain. So what is the answer? What is the final answer we got? I'll just compare my answer with you, right? I would not solve it with you. Can I have the answer first? I gave you a few seconds to do this. See, we know that the radius is always already given to us. We know the formula for area is pi r squared. That would be 3.14 multiply with the radius, right? And the radius was given as 1 squared. So 3.14 when multiplied by 1 stays as 3.14, but we have to give yards square. So 3.14 yards square is the correct answer, right? We need to have a square because we are trying to find the area. Area is a two-dimensional value, right? So whenever we are doing an area, we put a square on the variable 3.14. Let's look at the next question. I'll give you a few more seconds to do this, then we'll compare the working, okay? For question number 2, this is the given information. And what they are saying is, this is the circle given to us. This is our question number 2 from the test. Question number 1 and question number 2. So anyone, can you give me the answer? These are the given possible answers. They will all have a square because we are talking about the area, right? Even the incorrect would have a square because otherwise it's not an area. What they're saying is the radius is given as 8 meters. So what should be the answer? If the radius is given as, I'll just increase the size for this so that it's much more readable for us. Okay, this is the circle and these are the options for us. So what is the area for question number 2? If the radius is given, we do not have to change anything, right? We just need to use the formula, and we know the formula, that is area is always, area of circle would be, it should be equals to pi r squared. And we know the standard value of pi. Pi would always be 3.14 multiply by, what is the radius? Radius was 8. Do not forget the square. Help me out with the answer. Option A, B, C, D. Which should be the correct answer? (64). 8 square is 64. That was being multiplied by 3.14. And it comes out to be, yes, the option number D is correct, and it comes out to be 200.96. The unit was meter, and you put a square. Yes, option D is the correct option. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next question from the test. There are simply 10 questions over here. Done with 2 questions. We will try to do as many as we can. And for the questions which would remain, please do try them as your homework so that you may have more practice, okay? And a better understanding. Okay, this is what we have. Question number 3. Let me just resize so that it's much more readable for us. Okay, the question says the diameter is given to us in this case, and these are the options that are given to us for question number 3. The diameter given is 6 millimeters and we need to find the area. So which option should be correct? A, B, C, or D? There's a typing error. This should be squared, right? But since we already know we are doing area, even if it's not there, we just put a square, right? The answer needs to have an exponent 2 on the unit. So what should be the area for this? If the diameter was given, then what should be the radius? The radius should be, we know one more formula, right? That diameter is always twice of the radius. If the diameter was given as 6, then the radius comes out to be, 3 with the unit that is millimeters, sorry. Right? Please give me the answer out of these options. Which one would be the correct? Which option would be the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? I'll wait. I want you people to give me the answer because it's a test. So we are practicing questions. Yes, thank you. Option D is the correct answer. Why? Let's confirm. Saying D is correct. Let's confirm. We know that area is pi times r square. Pi was 3.14 multiplied by 3 squared because the radius was 3, because the diameter given was 6. So we know that the radius is always half of the diameter. So 3.14 multiplied by 9 comes out to be 28.26 units squared. Yes, option number D was the correct answer. Thank you. Let's try another question. Okay. For the next question, it says the diameter of a circle is 4 kilometers. Okay, the value of the diameter is given to us in the next question, question number 4. And what they are asking us is to find the area. We need to find the area. Okay, let's put it up over here. Let's highlight the answers. Okay, what we are missing is we are missing the squares. So we simply put up the squares. It's just a misprint. Okay, so the next question says, question number 4, diameter is given, find the area. Same, exactly same almost, just the difference of the values. Same question as question number 3, right? The only difference over here is that they're saying the diameter was 4, that was equals to twice of radius. That means the radius would be 4 upon 2. The radius would come out to be 2. So we can say this is the radius, that is 2 kilometers. If this is the radius, that is 2 kilometers. If this was the radius, it's still 2 kilometers, right? So if we have the radius, we can simply substitute the values and we can find the area, right? And the radius can be marked anywhere on the circle, because from the definition of the radius is from the center of the circle, the length from the center of the circle to the outer ring, that is the circumference of the circle, right? So what should be the answer over here? Can I have the answer? Yes, thank you. Option number C is the correct answer. Let's confirm that area would be pi r squared. So we can say 3.14 multiplied by the radius was 2 squared. So can we write this as 3.14 multiplied by 4? And when we multiply these numbers together, it comes out to be 12.56. This equals to area. Remember the unit, that is kilometer squared. Okay, so we always have to give area in a square unit, right? So this is the correct answer. Option for option question number 4, option number 3. Okay, they are be done with 4 questions. 6 more are left. Please do try those questions. If there are any problem, just go through the lecture, listen again, review the lesson, and try to answer these questions on your own. Have as much practice as you can. Okay, thank you so much for being there. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.